what I call fight confusion. Sometimes he's coming at me, throwing punches, I'm going at him, and we're all over the place and nothing's really working. And hopefully you hit a spot. For either one of us to throw a hook, like if we switch sides here, if we're squared up just like this, shoulder to shoulder, for him to throw an effective hook, typically what do you got to do? You got to turn, but you also got to lean a little bit, right? Or step. So to me, that's the place you can lose some momentum. Because I'm going to see that. If I'm in here like this, I see him setting up a hook, I'm just going to step here. I don't even think twice about it, right? Pivot off my lead leg, I move away from the thread. I know there's another punch here, so if I move to my right and he's doing this kind of stuff, I'm just going to do this. And I can actually push him out of the game. I might not hurt him, but I can push him out, right? So things like that are important. What we were talking about is how can I maximize that inside we're going all crazy. I want to hit him with a hook. If I do this, he's just going to nail me. He doesn't have to do anything, right? So I want to get in here without giving it away, without getting outside of the pocket. And I'm doing this. We talked about ridge hands and goosenecks, right? Ridge hand in the back of that wrist. You do like this, like a goose. So we're in here like this. I can take a little side step here, and I can just simply, without reaching out, ridge hand or gooseneck right here. So if this is the target here, it's just we're working, right? And, you know, that's barely a touch. And he's been hit before. He knows what a real punch is. And that's why we're truly blessed to have another fighter here today because, you know, to validate things are very important to me. Joe can do that, no problem. So he knows that that would probably be a fairly decent punch, especially if you light it up. So I'm not really having to reposition myself in here. I'm just slide stepping and pivoting on that foot. So you're actually going to go with this part of your wrist, right? Like this, keeping it tight, but you're going to step that way. So we'll switch to sides. All right, so instead of stepping out here, you're just going to gooseneck right here. But you step out with that. Yes, it's not like a punch. It's just, you just hook it through. Yeah, we're inside, we're doing, bang. This is going to, if he catches me in the temple, I usually say aim for the temple with this. He's boom, right? Don't reach so far. Keep it really tight. Almost like you're, you know, like trying to suck everything inside, right? So, bang, right. And it gives him another tool for his toolbox. So he's in here now. People expect to see this. Now he's just going to sidestep with it. So he's not even going to set it up. He's going to maximize his power, right?
Hey, it's Jimbo here with another tip. Okay. This one's a little gory, but in a life and death struggle, you'll need to know this because people get robbed, beaten, and killed every day. For the last 25 years, I've worked with experienced street fighters and U.S. Special Forces who've seen a lot of bloody combat. One Green Beret buddy of mine was telling me about the time he witnessed a man who was hacked to death by an opponent wielding a machete. What my friend found shocking was that the victim didn't even try to fight back. He just froze up in place and then soon afterwards was killed. Okay, this so-called brain freeze is actually quite common in deadly combat, and so we put together a video to help you with a couple of things. Number one, how to avoid freezing up in a potentially lethal confrontation. And number two, you'll discover a handful of simple military moves that can kill a man using nothing but your bare hands. The moves you'll discover are brutal and lethal. I would show them to you right now, but this lethal lesson has been banned from this platform. If I showed it to you here, they would shut down this channel for sure. So I hosted the video on a different platform. It's free. You can get to the link in the description right now to get it for free. Get there now. Yeah, it's brutal, but when your life is on the line, this is priceless stuff. Okay, let's move on to our next tip.
Take that knee and drive it upward into the groin. My weight lands down into that elbow. Here, I'm going to take my left foot, step back, grabbing the hair. As I grab the hair, I'm going to pile drive his face straight down to the ground. Okay, let's break that down so you understand how and why it works. My opponent's going to grab me, and one thing I really want to stress when it comes to grabs is that when they grab you, they're not going to stand there waiting for you to do something. They're going to grab you and pull you into bear hug. They're going to grab you and pull you behind a car, throw you down to the ground, rape you, mug you, whatever they feel like doing. That's the last thing you want to happen. As he grabs, I'm going to step forward, regaining my balance. I'm going to take that knee and drive it upward into the groin. As I do that, I want to make sure that I'm striking with my kneecap, just like so, upward into the testicles if I can. From that knee grab, from that knee shot, I want to step forward. As my foot lands, my weight lands down into that elbow, right into the gram nerves on the side of the neck. From here, I'm going to take my left foot, step back, grabbing the hair. As I grab the hair, I'm going to pile drive his face straight down to the ground. From there, I'm going to knee right into the side of the neck, just like so, and I can hammer fist. Taking the side part of your hand, just like so, hammer fist right into the face.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.